So yesterday was lovely. We only ended up, I think we were out at Tannick for less than 2 hours total, or around 2 hours. It was about that. So it was one of those days where it was like we didn't do a lot of things, but the things we did were just very intense and tiring. So by the end of the day, I was exhausted, and I think last night was the first night in like 4 or 5 days that I've actually got more than 3 hours of sleep. So that's something I've been struggling with. I don't know if I've actually mentioned that in the vlog yet so far. I think I did. But yeah, just pretty much every night, like we try warm milk, and we try going to bed early and not looking at any screens and going outside where it's cold and then coming back in and like cooling off the room, warming up the room, just like changing position, breathing exercises. I've tried pretty much everything, and I'm no stranger to sleep issues. So like oh, and like aromatherapy, lavender stuff, like all kinds of stuff. But most nights I lay awake until somewhere between 3 and 6 a.m. And then I know that I sleep because I have very brief sporadic dreams. But yeah. Oh, and also taking like herbal supplements and stuff that are meant for sleep. But yeah, sleep's been terrible, that's what I'm saying. But last night I actually got some sleep. Yesterday we went to Tannick. That was fun, if way too brief. But I saw squirrels! And Tim keeps telling me, my nose is really cold, so I'm going to keep touching my nose because it's really cold. My nose won't warm up, and I don't know why. But Tim keeps telling me whenever we go to these places like Clare Glen and Gosford Park, it's like, there's going to be squirrels, there's going to be squirrels. But I haven't seen any squirrels, and yesterday I saw 5 different squirrels. Not just 5 squirrel sightings, but 5 different squirrels. So we might have to go back to Tannick and see some more squirrels in the future. There's also like a maze there that we didn't have time to go see, so I definitely want to go back and see that. But today I am still in my PJs, although my shirt says, what is it? Every day is a new adventure. So it's a good PJ shirt. Still in my PJs, but I have been up and about and done stuff. I've had breakfast and lunch and snacks and breaks and stuff. But I just didn't feel like sitting at the computer desk today. Specifically in the computer chair. I just didn't feel like it. Over the last few days when I've been having trouble with sleep, I've also been dealing with some hormone issues and some anxiety issues, and like also because it was the end of the month and the beginning of the new month, I was having all those like just feeling stressed out and like a failure and all that stuff. So basically, I have done some work, but I've mostly been like ignoring social media. I haven't really read my emails, I haven't really read Twitter, and in any of my extra moments I'm basically just playing single player Terraria. So, and the thing is I've been really good about my posture and about pain management when I'm on the computer and when I'm working, but I've noticed in the last week or so, whenever we've been doing Terraria events and also like building game events and stuff, I've been a lot worse about my posture, and I don't know if it's just because of like also the hormones and also the anxiety and the like just some of the issues I've been having, some of the things I've been thinking about, if I'm just kind of like not regressing, but like if I'm just, my mental state isn't the healthiest. So I'm doing what I used to do, which is more like hunching over. Either way, I've been sitting at the desk playing video games and hunching, and it's been killing me, killing my back and my hips and my ribs and my neck and my head. So today I decided, relatedly, unrelatedly, that I was just going to work in bed, at least for a while. So I've got my full support back pillows going on. I've got a pillow, my nose is so cold. I've got a pillow underneath my knees, and I've got a pillow on top of my knees, and then I've got my laptop on that pillow. And I've got like a fan cooler thing, so it's not overheating or anything, but I'll show you. Yeah, I've got the laptop, which I need to change the picture, but I don't know. I've had this picture the whole time on this laptop, and it's just so cute. And I tidied my desktop, because that's another one of those things where it's like, it seems like it's not a big deal, but it really helps for positivity and productivity and stuff. So like I just tidied it up and added some things on the bar, and we've actually been tweaking the laptop and trying to fix it up a bit so that I can possibly also render on the laptop, so that I can basically get more work done on the PC and render on here and not be taking up, you know, like not sitting there waiting for a render to finish and not being able to like record or stream or play games or whatever. So basically I'll be able to use one of them and render with the other. But that, and then I've been watching videos and stuff on my phone, and I have some of my stuff here which I can't show, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, there's 5.5 full pages of notes and charts and stuff here. So yeah, I said like 10 to 12. I was pretty much spot on with the 10 to 12 pages of notes and everything else, but I'm still struggling with and working on the Patreon revamp, even though it sounds like I'm just making excuses. Oh, and we're also working on like we've tried this a couple times, but trying to implement kind of like a schedule system. Not, well, it is to stick to, but it's not, it's hard to explain. It's mostly for health and for basically making myself take breaks, making sure that I eat enough, making sure that I drink enough. Like I already have my breaks and stuff, and that's good. We do a good job on breaks, we do a good job on meals, but just basically making them a little bit more strict, a little bit more scheduled, and also making it so that, like, you know, I don't just go, well, I need to finish this email, and then, you know, another half hour goes by, whatever else, right? So, and also just kind of, you know, basically making it so that I have like a much smaller, you know, I don't just look at my whole to-do list every day. It's like, okay, today I'm going to do like this and this. And then it's like, instead of flailing around and being like, what do I do, what do I do, what do I do? It's like, okay, well, I'm working on this. And that's it. You know, and then like, maybe if I'm not done, I'll still work on this. Or maybe I'm done and it's like, I'll take a break and play a game or something. So, working on a new schedule system, or trying to at least. I also have my notebook of sexiness that smells great, but there's also secret information in there, so I can't show you that. Oh, I haven't been getting very many packages lately, but I got some black nail polish in the mail today. I wanted to get it before Halloween, but that never happened. I also have like super talons right now, so maybe I'll just paint my super talons black. That would be pretty intense. Oh, and another thing came in the mail. So to preface this, basically, Tim's been trying to find like new, you know, he's always trying to find new and healthy ways to like switch up my diet or whatever else. Not diet, but like diet as in the things I eat. And he was looking at like different snacks he could like introduce, and one of the things he came across was oatcakes or oat crackers. And he's like, oh, okay, well, we'll try this, see what she thinks. And I tried, he got some Walker's oatcakes or oat crackers, and I tried them and I'm like, oh my gosh, these are amazing. And then he got some Orkney oatcakes, and I was like, oh my god, these are amazinger, like these are the best. I need these in my life, and I've been eating them like I eat a couple like 2 or 3 times a day, every day now. I don't like using the word addicted, but that's, I've been eating them a lot, is what I'm trying to say. So then Tim was doing the grocery order, and Tesco, as usual, we ordered some more oatcakes, and they swapped them for a different brand of the Scottish oatcakes, and I think they were like Tesco's brand, and they were garbage. They were the worst. They were terrible. I hated them. They were no good. It wasn't even close. Did not satisfy. So Tim went on Amazon, and we now have a pack of 36 packs of these oatcakes, which, I don't know, can I get this out of this hole? Yeah, I can. There you go. So, we now have 36 packs of Orkney thin oatcakes, which we are now going to open one so I can have a snack, because it's past 3 o'clock and it's time for my 3 o'clock snack. But yeah, these are delicious. So good, so yummy. They're my favorite thing right now as far as edible stuff goes. So yeah, now we have a case. So we shouldn't run out anytime soon. Maybe we should sell some back to Tesco and they could have some in stock. Just went out and got some maple leaves. I'm going to dry these off and use these in an ASMR video or two. Tomato plant is quickly withering and dying, but there's a few good tomatoes still left, and we're just leaving it so that every day I come out and pick what's ready, and we're getting quite a bit of fruit off it still, though some of these are never going to ripen. But this is what I picked today. Some are a bit green, but some of them fall off as I'm picking, so I just take in what I think might be. And this is what we have in the fridge, so been yummy, yummy, yummy. We left this last squash out to see if it would grow, but the plant is withered and died off, so might still be able to get something out of it. I don't know. I don't think so though. Now my hands smell like tomatoes and wet leaves. Woke up and I feel like shit. Well, more accurately, I feel nauseous and dizzy, and I'm shaking, and I'm in a lot of pain. I didn't sleep very much last night. Maximum I slept was 4 hours, but even that is not guaranteed. Of course, everybody shows up now that I'm talking to my camera. Got the blue tit and the robin. But anyways, I feel like garbage. I haven't puked yet, but I do have my trusty bucket. Well, this isn't my trusty bucket. I like the white one better. But I was getting an oat cake cracker thing. Oat cracker. Orkney oat cake. Yeah, I got my bucket. I got my oat cracker. I got my phone. I've been distracting with some vlogs. And all the birds are pretty miffed because I'm sitting in the sun, and it's too close to the bird feeder for their taste. But I need to be outside because I need the cold to help me not puke. So I'm gonna move over somewhere else in the yard and let the birds have some breakfast. So, I think now, maybe 3 out of the last 8 days, I've slept more than 4 hours, 5 hours. Most nights I've been sleeping like 3 hours or less. So I'm actually really surprised that today's the first day I've been like nauseous. And I'm actually doing pretty okay, knock on wood. So hopefully I'll actually still be able to just be a functioning human being today. This whole last week has just been really frustrating because I've been so... like, if it's not one thing, it's another. Couldn't sleep. Like, just can't. I've been trying, like, sleep aids and different herbal remedies and teas and warm milk and, like, just changing my behavior before bed and sticking to a pattern and can't sleep. And then I've been trying not to sleep during the day so that, you know, even though I'm tired, it's like I try not to sleep during the day so that at night I'll be able to sleep. I still don't sleep, and because I'm not sleeping, I'm just extra exhausted and tired and frustrated and grumpy. And then I'm also hormonal, so then I'm extra grumpy and frustrated and all those things. And then I'm also in pain. Today my pain is on this side of my face, specifically in my jaw and everything here. Oh, and I lost another part of my filling of this tooth. So eating, what's it called? Shredded wheat. But so I'm also in pain, so that's also frustrating and just debilitating. Like, it's debilitating pain. And then I'm taking painkillers, which is also kind of making me, like, just feel differently. And then just dealing with anxiety and frustration, and because it was the end of last month and beginning of this month, so that has its own, like, level of frustration and all that. And then because of all of the pain and the lack of sleep, it basically just lowered my immunity, and then I got a throat infection. The last 2 days we've been dealing with that, and I think we caught it in time, so it's probably, like, we basically nuked it from orbit yesterday, but it's like, so then I have that, and then I'm trying to think. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, today I'm gonna get to work, and then you wake up and it's like you wake up in pain, you're trying to deal with that pain, and then you're trying to eat, and you're trying to get all, like, your just basic human chores done, and it's difficult and frustrating, and you start stressing out, and then, you know, you read something on Twitter, and then it just makes you feel like garbage, and then you cry, and then you're in pain, and then you're stressed out, and, like, even just reading something on Twitter the other day actually, like, triggered nerve pain and also just possibly the throat infection. So, because that's the thing, is I haven't recorded this week. I spent a little bit of time with patrons but didn't talk much, but I didn't stream, didn't record, haven't talked much, and the throat infection was literally just because I had a lowered immunity from all the other stuff I was going through. But it's like, so I'm going through all these things, which lowers my immunity, which means that I have more things happen to me, and it's like, can you not, like, can I just deal with one thing at a time, or not be sick or in pain, like, ever? But apparently not. So today is Friday, and I haven't vlogged pretty much all week. Also haven't really done anything this last week and a half or 2 weeks, except for sleep and or not sleep, depending on the day. I feel like October I was really gung-ho, and I was working really hard, and I was actually doing pretty well, like, health-wise and emotionally and everything. But November has been really bad, pretty much the entire time. All of October, because I started also doing the mood tracking and stuff during October, and I've been doing that consistently since then. And all of October, I was generally positive, even if I had bad days, even if I had pain, and I was generally productive. But I had 6 or 7 days in a row so far in November where I slept 3 to 5 hours or less, and then I've had like 2 or 3 days after that where I was catching up on sleep debt, basically. So like sleeping as much as I could all night and as much as I could all morning, and then possibly more in the day. And I thought I was over the insomnia thing, or whatever it is where I don't sleep, but I barely slept a wink last night, and I feel like garbage. But at the same time, I still feel better than I did. Like, during that week where I wasn't sleeping, I felt pretty bad, and at the end of that, I was just, I don't even know how I was functioning anymore. But then those couple days of trying to catch up, I was just exhausted the whole time. And now I guess I kind of feel normal, but like all my muscles and joints and stuff are creaky and achy because I've had so little like activity, and I just feel cold and tired, and I haven't looked at Twitter or anything on the internet in 4 or 5 days probably now. The election's already happened, but I didn't touch the internet. Because part of the problem is, like during when I wasn't sleeping, after like 4 or 5 days of that, I got a throat infection that was pretty bad. Like bad enough to consider going to the hospital or something. And so Tim and I worked on nuking that from orbit and just pounding with echinacea and water and vitamin C and rest and all that kind of stuff. And that's when I also had those few days of catching up on sleep debt and basically just sleeping as much as possible. I was just recuperating and trying to knock out this throat infection before it got worse or, knocked me out for a month. But I got the throat infection because I wasn't sleeping, because it just knocked out my immune system, and then also because I was distressed because of some things on the internet, basically. So that's part of why I just haven't looked at the internet, because even the littlest, stupidest thing that you think wouldn't be a big deal can make it so that I just get knocked out. I just lose immunity and I get sick. And then it's just this terrible cycle where I'm like getting sick, and because I'm sick I get sick of other things, and so from what I can tell, the throat infection, we managed to just kill it basically. So I'm still not probably strong enough to record or anything. And I'm definitely not strong enough to have a stressful conversation. That would probably just bring it right back, but got the throat infection basically taken care of. Caught up on a lot of sleep debt, but I'm still having trouble sleeping, and I don't know what else to do about it other than medication, because like it doesn't matter. Even trying to like take everything and do everything possible that should make me just zonk right out, and I just don't sleep. I just lay there all night, and usually in pain or just frustrated, just laying there and just silently not sleeping. So it's like a week and a half of not getting anything done. Tim says I should be proud though, because it's not, it may not be success, and I may not be happy with like the amount of work I've done or anything like that. I may not feel like I've done a good job, but I got through it and I'm still functioning. It doesn't feel like much of a success when you just spend like a week and a half and you're still right where you started. But I'm gonna see if I can do something small and not stressful. Just achieve something today. literally just rolled out of bed, and this is how fantastic my hair is. By fantastic, I just can't lie. My hair has a life of its own. I should be up by now, but I've been laying in bed watching some vlogs. It's really nice actually, like, just laying in bed with the clamp and being able to just chill out, watch some stuff while having my tea. Also, yesterday I took down the whatever foam tinfoil things. I don't know what they're called, but I had stuff covering the windows throughout the summer, basically to reflect the heat out, because this room gets full sun whenever there is sun, which isn't that often, but when it does get sun, it gets really hot in here, and just to save on trying to cool the room and all that stuff, basically had those covered. But since it's November and well and truly cold, I thought it would be better to get a little bit of sunshine in, possibly help with some of that seasonal depression, and I don't need to worry about the room getting too hot anyways. Yesterday I spent most of it trying to catch up after frickin' this like week and a half of not sleeping and oversleeping. So spent most of yesterday just trying to work on like emails and DMs and all that kind of stuff, but still didn't fully catch up. Working on it. I think I got down to like 5 emails and like 2 DMs and patron message or something. But also Desert Bus started yesterday, and I signed up to help with that, so I'm on the press team and I have to do some of that today as well. Yeah, it's been a really October, basically, like the end of September was when I figured out the patron revamp idea and how I was going to go with that. So the last week and a half or so of September, and then all of October, I've been working on that, as well as like trying to get, you know, a buffer of Life in the Woods videos. I started actually recording again, and recorded a bunch of ASMR, and like did a bunch of like planning and prep work and logistics, and did the survey with the patrons and all that stuff. Started doing the Saturdays with patrons like October and the end of September. As much pain as I was in, it was really good for like productivity and positivity and just forward motion. And I was doing really good on water intake and all that stuff. But then I got sick again and puked a bunch. And that was because I didn't sleep. The reason I didn't sleep was because of stress and anxiety, because of Twitter and stuff, just personal messages. And then from getting sick, it's like I have to recuperate from that. And since then, my water intake hasn't been what it needs to be. And I've been struggling with, I don't know if I would call it insomnia, but just not sleeping. I don't know what the technical difference is, but I've been struggling with not sleeping at all. And then I started, basically, there was a couple days where we dosed me up good so that I could sleep. And those were great. I slept really well. I had really messed up dreams, but I always do. And then I ended up like sleeping a lot through the day as well, because my body was just like, F it, I'm sleeping. You have no choice in the matter. And at the same time, I was also recuperating from a throat infection, which was apparently bad enough that Tim was considering taking me to the hospital. But I got the throat infection because of stress and anxiety, because of Twitter and personal messages, and not even because of talking. Like, it's an immunity thing that I have. Basically, when I get really stressed out about certain things, it lowers my immunity. And if there's anything else that's already affecting me, like not sleeping, which affects me, then it basically, it's one of those things where it's a vicious cycle. It's like I get anxiety because of certain issues or problems going on in my personal life or professional life, and then I don't sleep because of anxiety, and then since I don't sleep, I puke, and when I puke, then I have to spend a couple days recuperating, because I usually end up puking for like 4 hours, and then I end up not sleeping still, and then like it's just, it keeps going around and around. So basically, that's been November. November has been terrible, like health-wise and emotionally for me. November has been the worst. And that's including, that's part of why basically I've ignored the internet for most of November, and I keep missing out on like possible planned like patron events, and there's like DMs people are waiting on and emails people are waiting on, and I'm getting people that are like, are you okay? Where have you been? I'm not. Nobody messages me. I've got people that are like, where's this reply to this thing? But yeah, I straight up have just not been touching Twitter or my emails at all, because I'm trying to recuperate and not have like another anxiety problem thing and then just fall into that again. But that's where I've been. November's been shit. It's been terrible. I've not been very happy. So that's part of why I took the things off the windows. I thought maybe a little bit more sunlight would help. I've actually noticed too though recently, like that, I know I have long nails, but I don't have any of those white spots on my nails anymore. I have one white spot on my thumb. I don't know if you can see it, but I used to have those white spots on all of my nails, and so that's good. That's one thing that's showing basically that I'm actually absorbing some of the vitamins and supplements I've been taking, because that is also another problem I have, is even when I take supplements and vitamins, I don't often, like, well, not that I don't often, but basically my body doesn't always absorb them, so I am actually getting some of those supplements in my body, and they are helping, so that's good. But the last 2 days I've basically been just trying to work my way back onto getting on the internet, and work my way back onto like vlogging actively again, and like working on my emails, working on the DMs, working on all that stuff. So we had the patron event, ended up playing around for almost 4 hours. We did Cards Against Humanity, building game, and Trouble in Terrorist Town. So I think that went really well, but it was very exhausting, and by the end, I feel really bad because I was ditched like really immediately afterwards. It's just like, okay, I gotta go bye. Just because usually by the end of it, it's like, even with, I took stretch breaks, I drank water, I had like some nuts and crackers and grapes, and I think I drank 2 bottles of water in the nearly 4 hours time. I don't know. I'm rambling, honestly. But I'm feeling a lot better today. I say that, I don't feel like 100%, but right now, even just the way I'm talking to the camera, I don't know if you can tell the difference, but I feel a lot better today than I have in the last couple of weeks. So hoping that today I can make some better forward motion and maybe record for the first time in, I don't know if I've even recorded in November yet. So maybe I'll record. Maybe I'll, well, mostly I just need to work on a bunch of emails and like stuff for Desert Bus and all that other stuff. But first I gotta get dressed. Almost forgot. Today's one of the days, for me at least, because I started the demo late, but today's one of the days I need to go back into the Pokemon Sun and Moon demo to talk to somebody for something.